believed. I think I gave the wrong message. I hope I can communicate this the way I really believe it. Transgressors who have found God's grace and mercy and been forgiven, who are willing to tell other transgressors, I am, or at least I was, as you are. I am a sinner. Let me change that. I was a sinner who has been saved by grace. In my opinion, these are the people who do the best job at leading other people to coming to God for grace and mercy. I'm always scared when I say that. Let me see if I can try to explain it better. When the Apostle Paul, if you look at his sermons in the New Testament, you'll find that Paul's sermons had 3 points. This is what I was. This is what God did. This is what I am. You can take his sermons, they always come down to that. This is what I was, this is what God did, this is what I am. And when he talked about what he was, he didn't pull any punches. He told how bad he was. I was the one who was persecuting Christians. I would help putting Christians to death. And then this is what God did. And this is who I am. I think those of us who have committed sins, maybe struggle with addiction. And the addiction might have been alcohol, it might have been pornography, it might have been cocaine, I don't know. Or who have been unfaithful in their marriages, or who lived a promiscuous lifestyle before they became Christians, or whatever. Just pick a sin. As a matter of fact, probably the one you're thinking about right now. When we can say, that's who I was, or at least that's what I did. But here's what God did for me. And now let me tell you who I am. You see, any of us who realizes, any person who realizes that he or she was a sinner, bad news, bad news. When that person is truly forgiven, I don't know how he or she can keep a mouth shut. It's like, I need to tell you because I see what you're doing. I see what you're involved in. I know what that's like. I have been there. I know where it leads. I know how it destroys. I've lived that. But when God cleansed me, now I want to tell you what I have now. Now, don't misunderstand. I'm not saying if you're going to be a great evangelist, you need to pick out a sin and go do it. That is not my point whatsoever. I actually had one great, wonderful Christian lady in a Bible class I was teaching saying, I feel like I can't be evangelistic because I've never really done anything like that. Well, good. And there's a place for ministry for you too. But it seems that in evangelism, those of us who are courageous enough to talk about what we were, what God did, and who we are now, if we have the courage to actually do that, can lead many people to Jesus. And now, for the sake of time, we've got to rush to the rest of the psalm. He says in the next verse, save me from blood guilt. In other words, he committed adultery. I'm committed murder. Blood guilt, O God, the God who saves me, and my tongue will sing of your righteousness. The next verse, O Lord, open my lips, and my mouth will declare your praise. You do not delight in sacrifice, so I would bring it. Here's what that means. It means if the outer person could do something and feel better, then the outer person would do it. If I could give more money in the collection plate, if I could show up every Wednesday night, if I could do something out here, if that's all you were looking for is just the external, but that's not what you're looking for. You're not just looking for the external. You do not delight in sacrifice, or I'd bring it. You do not take pleasure in burnt offerings. Look at the next verse. He says, in the next verse,